Thursday, November 21st of 2019, we're at Oakwood Cemetery, and we're following up on something that many people have called the cemetery office, written the cemetery office about. Before this chapel was refurbished a couple of years ago, there was a monument right here for a young Hispanic person, and the city removed that monument for the work to be done, as well as they removed some historic curbing over here. They removed some footstones and some monuments from around back. They were supposed to, by law, install those things back when they completed. But what happened was this one went into storage because it's Hispanic in nature. The one over here where the drainage swell is was completely removed, so there's no indication that there's a grave there. That came into play when they tied the sewer line in. The backhoe struck the skull that was in that grave when they were running the sewer line. They also ran the sewer line on top of 4 other grave sites to hook this building back up. The ones that were in the back here, there's a work order to put them back in place, but the city has not and probably will not put them back until after the rededication of the remains that came from inside this building, underneath the slab. The reason behind that is the city has worked very hard in altering the history of this location. There was the Pauper's Grounds, the Stranger's Grounds, the Public Grounds. It was many different names, the Old Grounds. This area back here has got Anglos in it. There are Hispanics. There was one right here. There's one over in here. The city doesn't want you to understand that. The city has rebranded this whole area here as the historic African American grounds. And again, politics belong outside the gate. But when the city leadership knowingly removes monuments and keep those monuments in hiding until after they have the rededication ceremony for the sole purpose of trying to get the public to believe that this was a historic African American grounds, then they're deceiving the public. This new pole, this new electric pole, was put in without any archaeology, as was that one there. The old power line came across this way, and there was a weatherhead here on the building. They redid all of this, but the city knew they were supposed to do the archaeology. They didn't do that. They just brought in a truck, very quickly and quietly drilled into the burial grounds, and they actually established this wall here, knowing that there are burials all through the area back here. They did this because they had a need to get this building up to speed, and archaeology or state law be damned, the city will do what it wants to do, when it wants to do, how it wants to do it, until somebody stands up and calls them out publicly and says what's right is right, put the monuments back, and acknowledge the burials instead of making everything just disappear so your little chapel building doesn't have a tainted history moving forward.